At the PCPD, Anna arrives to speak with Dante to see the evidence he has on Valentin regarding the night of the fire. He asks if she can promise him that she'll get a bodyguard, but she's not about to sacrifice her privacy. She feels this fire was too clumsy. It wasn't guaranteed to hurt her, but it took her home and everything in it. She believes someone wants her left with absolutely nothing. Dante asks how Valentin is doing with everything. She says he's been supportive of her. Dante reminds her that he lied about working for Pikeman, but Anna says he didn't lie to her. Dante argues Valentin knew he had to come clean about Pikeman because she was onto him, but he did lie to her about the night of the fire. Anna asks to see the proof he has that Valentin lied about being at ELQ. Don shows her the footage that Valentin's car never showed up at the ELQ garage, and there was no water main break recorded. Anna says just because Valentin didn't tell her where he was that night, it doesn't make him the arsonist. Don suggests Valentin could want her left with nothing, as she said, so she's totally dependent on him for some reason. She refuses to believe that. Dante says she needs to understand Charlotte is staying with him, so what Valentin's up to concerns his family too. He urges her not to ignore Valentin's past, and that he's always been manipulative. He suggests Anna got too close to some truth, and Valentin needs her totally dependent on him now. Anna knows whatever Valentin is lying about, that it's not that he burnt down her home. She believes the lie has to do with Pikeman. She tells Dante about the papers he received from Pikeman last night, and Dante wonders if Pikeman was behind the shooting. Dan suggests Pikeman could have used Valentin to get to Sonny and set him up. Anna knows Valentin would never set up Sonny unless. They wonder if Pikeman is blackmailing him or threatening Charlotte. Anna just wants to prove that Valentin is clean, and they need to find out the truth no matter where it leads them. Alexis arrives at the hospital and heads into an AA meeting a bit late. Finn is already there and decides to share with the group, and reveals he got bad news about someone he loves very much. He notes this person had been suffering, and he had no idea. He couldn't help them because he didn't know they needed help, and that left him resentful. He says he has a good friend who knew the truth, and she kept it secret. He also knows times like this can be a stressor for addicts like them, and he understands now why his friend didn't tell him. Alexis sits behind Finn, who says he just wants to spend every minute he can taking care of this person for as long as he can. Finn leads them in the Serenity Prayer to close the meeting and sees Alexis in the room. The meeting comes to an end, and everyone exits but Finn and Alexis. He assumes she heard his share. She did. She apologizes for not telling him about Gregory, but it wasn't her secret to tell. He knows and doubts his father would have told him if he hadn't fallen in front of Violet. Alexis again says she's sorry, and Gregory was very good at covering his symptoms. Finn knows his dad is a private man, and he regrets putting his dad's desire to take a family vacation off. Alexis says Gregory just wanted them to keep living their lives and not focus on his illness. She says that isn't how he wants to spend the time he has left. She tells Finn to focus on today because that's all any of them have. They head out, and Finn tells Alexis he's glad his dad had her to lean on, but wishes he wasn't so stubborn. She tells him, pot meet kettle. Alexis has to run to deal with a crisis at the office. Dex lurks outside of Austin's office and listens at the door. Inside, Alva frets to Austin about how worried she is. He promises her that everything is under control, but she asks how. He says Betty has procured information for Mason, so soon this will be over. Austin gets a call and has to run, but promises he'll get in contact with her soon. They leave, and Dex continues to lurk about. Austin meets with Liz, who is with Jake, his friend Wyatt. Jake brought Wyatt in as he had an accident, and Liz thinks Wyatt may need a splint for his arm. They head to an exam room. Austin examines the boys but says his arm isn't broken, bandages it, but says he won't be playing cello in the orchestra recital anytime soon. Jake feels bad for dragging him to the skate park, but Wyatt says he chose to do the laser clip trick. Elsewhere, Gregory meets with his doctor, who TG is shadowing. Gregory knows he's in for the fight of his life and explains his latest incident and fall. They give him an exam, and the doctor wants him to wear splits to help stretch and strengthen his limbs. Gregory asks if he'll need a cane, but the doctor doesn't think that is necessary yet. But he shouldn't be driving anymore. Gregory heads into the hall and sees Jake with Wyatt.